Hello everyone, AntoLne here. Today it's March 14th, which is Pi Day. So how about today we speedrun getting a pumpkin pie? What do you mean no? Oh, okay. So I guess today we're gonna speedrun regular Minecraft, except the seed is Pi. And honestly, that seed here with the first 18 digits of Pi, it was not the worst seed ever. I honestly could not find like a god seed with digits of Pi, but at least I found this seed which was at least playable. Plus it was a Bastion that I like looting. I'm not gonna spoil which one, but yeah, it was a decent Bastion. The Overworld was not absolutely insane, but it was very playable, and yeah, overall it was a pretty good seed. So yeah, there is a village that I can access pretty easily in that overworld, so I'm gonna start by grabbing hay bales by hand. The reason why I'm not making a hoe for them is because I think it's a waste of time for the amounts that I'm taking. Like, getting the materials and crafting the hoe would actually be slower than just getting 7 hay bales by hand, because 7 hay bales is not much. So that blacksmith had no obsidian, which is usually what you want in a blacksmith, but it had enough diamond for a diamond pickaxe, so I thought I would try to play it out, because a diamond pick is usually pretty useful. And yeah, it had enough iron for my buckets, my future flint and steel, and I can pretty much go. There was only 3 beds in that village, so I just decided to take 2 and leave, because the third was at the very end of the village, and I think it would have been a waste of time. Since there's a lot of gold in the Bastion that I'm looting, I'm thinking it's better to just bank on getting a bunch of strings, which is what I did, so yeah. I'm taking a bit of food here for the future beds that I'm gonna make, by the way. And yeah, I definitely think that it's faster to grab those 5 wood logs than going to get the last bed. I'm gonna kill some sheep on my way. They usually didn't spawn here in my previous attempts, but I was like, okay, well, if there are some sheep and I can that can save me some strings, then sure, I'm gonna take them. Here, don't ask me what I was doing. I don't even know myself. Was just messing around with the gravel, and I finally ended up getting the flint that I wanted. I actually got 2 for some reason. But yeah, that lava pool was pretty clutch. The fact that I did not have to mine down for underground lava was pretty good. There was no ruined portal, unfortunately, around the village. So yeah, the fact that that lava pool was here was pretty good. And we can enter at sub 3 minutes, which is obviously a very good pace, but when you know where everything is, it's not the best, I guess. And that nether is not the best either, but at least it was one of the only playable nethers that I've got. So you might have noticed that I still don't have a golden armor, so I'm gonna have to mine some gold, or I could actually do that Bastion without golden armor and just get some in chests, but I decided to play it safer and just, you know, get some boots before entering the Bastion. It's much more reliable. So I'm gonna get some of those golden nuggets here. I'm not getting the ones at the bottom because they're directly above lava, so there's pretty much a 50-50 chance that they will just fall in lava and I'm gonna be wasting time. So I also thought that maybe if on my way I found some piglins with armor, I would kill them so they could drop me their armor. But this one didn't have any, but I still had to kill him because he was going to be angry at me. And I get a bit more gold, but I'm at 34 out of 36, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to have to get 1 more golden nuggets, or 1 more ore for 2 more nuggets. And I can make the boots. And yeah, I will be able to enter the Bastion in pretty much sub 5, which is not the worst. But again, that seed is not like world recordable. You can probably get a world record time on that seed when you know where everything is, but I really don't think that anyone who gets that seed in like random can even sub 20 with it. It's pretty bad. I mean, sub 20 maybe if they go in the right direction right off the bat for the Bastion, but otherwise that seed is, yeah, not the best. I'm guessing the only thing that makes that seed pretty OP is if you find the right stronghold, the right fortress, and you try to nether travel from the blaze spawner, you are actually going to be 300 blocks away from the stronghold, which is extremely good. But obviously, in a set seed, I'm gonna change that location to be even closer to the stronghold, so it doesn't really... it doesn't have much impact, but it's still pretty good. So I'm gonna do the classic bridge route. I don't even know if there is another route for bridge bastions, but yeah, this is the one I do. This is the one I see most people do, and it works, it's pretty good. You gather all those piglins in a hole and you just let them trade. So I actually have no obsidian so far, because no obsidian in the blacksmith, no obsidian in any ruined portal. But as soon as they start dropping me stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and go get some obsidian in a chest. So I'm gonna have to mine through a bit of a wall here, but I definitely think that it's worth it because the piglins can keep trading while I'm doing that. So I'm technically not wasting any time. Wasting time would be waiting for the piglins to drop me stuff without doing anything myself. I'm actually gonna open that chest here, and somehow a piglin is gonna see me open it. I don't understand. I was gonna grab the golden chest plate so I could have, you know, when they drop me iron boots, I can just put them on and they wouldn't be mad at me. But I ended up not being able to grab the chest plate because that piglin was putting pressure on me. So I just decided to leave, and I'll keep the golden boots. You know, I don't really need soul speed anyway. I don't think there's any point in that run where I need to walk on soul sense, so it's pretty good. And now all I need to do is wait for approximately a stack of pearls, 16 pearls, and preferably 48 strings, and then 10 obsidian. And what I'm gonna actually end up waiting for the most is the 10 obsidian, unfortunately. But so you will see me sort my inventory here, just get rid of items I won't need for the run. I can get rid of the raw mutton. As I said, I've taken way too much food, much more than I need. I still have 20 bread, and I think I'm maybe gonna use 10 of it in the rest of the run, maybe less. So yeah, I could definitely grab like 3 less havens in the village and make the hoe completely worthless. So I have much more pearls than I need. I have much more strings than I need, and I'm just waiting for one more obsidian here, and it's very unfortunate. But in the meantime, I'm gonna realize that I have a lot of crying obsidian and I have a lot of glowstone dust, and that's gonna give me an idea. But you will see later. So I'm gonna make some glowstone blocks and some wool blocks, and still waiting for the 10th obsidian, and now I can leave. So I'm gonna leave with pearls directly towards the fortress, and let me tell you that fortress is really not close. So even if you were playing RSG, the chances of finding that first bastion are pretty low. I don't even know if you can E-ray for it from the spawn, but even if you can, finding the fortress after would be a big pain. I actually threw my first pearl pretty wrong compared to what I usually did, so I was kind of lost. I didn't know exactly where I was, but at least I knew the general direction of the fortress, and I have a pretty good sense of direction overall, so I wasn't too worried about finding the fortress. I knew pretty much where it was. I just didn't know exactly where I was, but it's not that big of a deal. And so I think after that next pearl here, I'm gonna finally see the fortress, and yes, I do. And I'm gonna try to pearl directly to it. And that pearl was actually pretty scary, but also it worked pretty well, so I'm happy about that. And I'm gonna be able to find my usual route again. What I usually would do for that spawner that's just here is just fight blazes normally, because as I mentioned in my last any% video, I don't like blowing up the spawner if it's open like this, but since I was pretty tight on time and I wanted to go fast, I ended up blowing up the spawner. It's kind of a spoiler, but like I realized that the blazes were not spawning super fast. I got one here, which was pretty annoying. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna blow it up. It's gonna be fine. I couldn't create the blaze here for some reason, so I just decided, okay, let's go. I'm blowing it up. And what I'm gonna do to make up for the fact that that spawner is extremely open is use a strategy that I've seen a few other runners do, and that I like as well because I experimented with it myself, is using a fishing rod to get the the blazes closer to you. The only thing wrong that I did here, I think, was putting the blaze rod in my offhand. It's really not good because every time I want to right-click something, it's gonna right-click the fishing rod, so it's very annoying. I'm glad that blaze didn't drop, by the way. It would have been just stupid. And so yeah, what I ended up doing with that fishing rod is putting out of my offhand because it's just annoying. But I'm still gonna use it to bring blazes closer to me when I first crit them. And yeah, definitely if you blow up a spawner and you have extra wood and extra extra strings, I would definitely recommend trying out the blaze rod strategy. It's pretty cool. It honestly looks pretty fun. So yeah, I get my 6th blaze rod here. I don't know what the rates were. I think it was 6 out of 10 maybe, so it's maybe better. So it was pretty good rates. I actually couldn't get any good rates on my previous attempts, so this was the first good one. And here I'm gonna kind of mess up the nether portal. I can never do things fully right for some reason. I don't know why, there's always something I'm gonna mess up in a run. So here it was the nether portal, so I'm gonna have to drop here, put the last few blocks. I could not misplace a block because I had exactly 10 obsidian. The only good thing is I had a diamond pickaxe, so if I did misplace a block I could have mined it back, but it's better not to. And I couldn't actually find a way to place my portal in a way that I would spawn directly in the portal room like I usually do. So what I just do is get as close as possible above the spawner or the portal room and just dig down directly to it. It's a 1-eye, so unfortunately I had to get 6 blaze rods. If it was a 2-eyes, I could have only gotten 5. And I'm in the end at 12:20, which is already past world record pace, by the way. It's already past world record pace. And you may have seen that I made some anchors during the blaze fights, and I'm gonna use those anchors to bed cycle the dragon. Basically, anchors act in the same way as beds. They're a bit trickier, I think, to use from my experience. I've used them a lot in all bosses SSG attempts, but in this one it will actually work out pretty well. So I was waiting for the perch here, and so the dragon was very far off to the side, so I was like, okay, it's not perching now. And the dragon started going towards me, I think at this point. Yeah, at this point it started going towards me, but I didn't see a big angle change, so I didn't realize it was perching, and it was already super low. But the advantage of anchors was and that bed was super misplaced as well, but the advantage of anchors is that you don't need to place them during the dragon perch, and so I could just blow them up and then do the rest of my beds, and it actually went very well. I think it was a 2 anchors 4 beds, plus one of my beds was misplaced, so it's pretty much the equivalent of a 5 beds, which I'm pretty happy with, especially since I was so late on the pearl because I did not realize it was a perch that soon. So overall a very solid end fight, and I'm very happy with it, and I'm very happy that I could use the anchors because most of the runs just use 4 or 5 beds. So yeah, that was me speedrunning the Pi seed. If you have any more ideas for me to speedrun, just tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.